Hey, you, hope you're well. Welcome to Exploring Spirituality. My name is Nikki DeForest, and the topic today will be synchronicities. I'm so excited to talk about this. But first, what do you think of the new vibe? I just needed to get out of that stiff office because I think it was making me feel stiff, and I just want to relax the vibe a little bit, make it casual. I've got a cup of tea. So if you have a favorite beverage, pause the video, go grab it, and we'll just hang out and talk about synchronicities. So first, what is the definition of the word synchronicity? So I'm going to read this off my notes just to get this right. So when I Googled it, because, that's how we do it, this is what I found. Synchronicities are the simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related but have no discernible causal connection. That means stuff that happens that are related but just can't be explained. Synchronicities. So in spirituality, they're often repeating numbers, or at least that's the synchronicity that gets talked about the most, is the repeating numbers. You'll often see them 1111 or 333 or 2222, or there's so many different number sequences that come up, but they're not just patterned numbers. They're not just like special numbers or our lucky number. And like my lucky number has always been 11. And after I started studying numerology, then I realized that, well, first of all, that's my birth date. So that's why I thought it was always my lucky number and I saw it all the time. It is also my life path number in numerology. So I've been followed around by 11s my whole life almost. I've always come, not always. I've often called it my lucky number 11. Anyway, it is not just numbers and those patterned numbers and repeating numbers. It is often situations. And I want to just describe a brief sample story of how a synchronicity can happen that is not a patterned number. It can often look like we've got a challenge going on in our life or a question going on in our life, and we're just out living our lives. And we happen to be outdoors and we see like a playing card on the ground or an object or a sign or something that's just like, oh, that's it. That's the answer to my question, or that's inspiration for the next step forward. Those are also synchronistic. Remember, synchronicities are things that just are related, but you can't prove they're related. They're just synchronicities. So my experience with synchronicities has almost exclusively been numbers. Now there have been situations that have come up that aren't related to numbers, but I would say 95% of the synchronicities in my life, maybe even larger than that, maybe 98%, has all been numbers. And I don't know if it's because like in my prior career, I was in finance and accounting, that numbers have just kind of really spoke to me. And definitely as when I was doing financial analysis, we often look for number patterns and just patterns within the numbers. And then maybe that's why numbers speak to me more than like objects or happenings. Maybe it's just why numbers have always been with me. Right? So what do we do when we see repeating numbers? When you just first get the awareness that you are seeing a number over and over, the first thing I would do is journal it. And that is because you really want to see which numbers are repeating, how often they're repeating. Is it frequently? Is it just like you see it like 5 times in a day or in a week or in a month? You want to be able to track that the numbers are repeating, because synchronicities are truly, when the message is for you, when you see that same number over and over and over in different ways. And we can see those numbers anywhere. on the clock, on the phone, on like lengths of videos, addresses, prices, signs, like license plate numbers. We can see numbers are everywhere. And so we have the opportunity to see them almost anywhere we go. Even on my phone. Oftentimes it's so interesting. Oftentimes on my phone, like when I see, oh, the battery's low, and I'll plug it into charge and it'll say 88%. That happens to me almost every single day. That is a synchronicity. Crazy how and when they come up. It literally can be anywhere, anytime. So once we've tracked in our journal the numbers that are repeating, and if we have identified like a certain number that has been repeating in our lives over and over, that's a message. Synchronicities aren't just like pretty numbers all over the place. They are actual messages to us from our spirit team. So once you've journaled and you track the number, and let's just say it's like 111. You start seeing the repeating number 111. You've journaled it, you know it's repeating, you see it everywhere. That's a message for you. Next, and this is going to sound weird, but it's true. It's how I've done it for a long time. So this is, again, it's my experience. This is what I'm sharing with you. I Google the numbers that are repeating. And I Google it in several different ways because, we've got algorithms that can track our activity online so that I can Google these angel numbers in different ways just to see if I get different results, or just to make sure I'm getting the message that I'm supposed to be getting. So let me explain. If, again, we're using 111 as our like sample synchronistic number. So I would type in the Google search or whatever browser search you're using. I would type in the number 111, and then I put like angel number or angel number meaning, or the number and the meaning and just meaning. I will Google it in different ways. Oftentimes you'll get different search results that way. And then I pick the message that's at the top of the search results. Oftentimes that is the right message that I need at the time, but not always. This is where we have to know what resonates with us, what feels right to us, what resonates with this current situation in our lives, or what resonates in our body. We can sometimes actually feel that that's right, the right message. Sometimes I'll get an intuitive hit in my tummy when, yeah, that's the right number, that's the right message, that's what I'm supposed to need to know. I also have a website that I use, so I'll talk about that one later. I'll give you my favorite kind of research, but anyway, later. So once we have Googled it, whichever way you want to Google it, whichever feels right to you, whichever message resonates with you about that number, that's your message. That's the message that the angels are trying to deliver to you. And these messages are never to harm. These messages are always about next steps or words of encouragement. I've needed a lot of those over the last couple of years. So oftentimes I receive words of encouragement. It is about next steps to take. If oftentimes I'll get the message of 654. 654 is a number that has been repeating over and over and over for me for months. And every time I would Google it and see the messages that it was bringing, it just didn't resonate. So I listened. So I got 654 forever and ever and ever. So again, they're actually not just repeating numbers like 111. Sometimes they're sequenced numbers. 654, 123, 1234. 123s and 1234s are also ones that I get a lot. And so sequences of numbers are also synchronistic and carry messages with them. So now that we've We know what's repeating for us. We know it's repeating because we've journaled it. We've Googled the meaning. We know what the meaning is. It's very important to acknowledge that we've received that message. So just like I said, 654 wasn't really resonating with me and I didn't understand the message and I never acknowledged it. And so they just kept delivering it. But at some point, that kind of 654 message just kind of made sense for me. And then I was able to receive it. Every time we get a message, we've done the Google, we get that message that resonates with us in our body or in our mind or in our heart or in our soul, that resonates with us, then we must receive it. And we say, this is how I do it. I say, universe, God, source, spirit, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, I received the message of 654 and I am grateful for the message. I appreciate you. Thank you. I just say that it's almost like a little prayer. I received this message. Thank you so much. And it doesn't have to be like a formal prayer or anything. And it doesn't have to be universe, God, source, spirit, angels, ancestors, ascended masters. That's my spirit team. That's who I speak to. So whoever you speak to, just say, hey, thanks. I got this message, 111654, whatever the message is. Got it. Thank you. Received, acknowledged, absorbed, whatever you want to say. However you receive the message, just receive it, acknowledge it, and be grateful and express gratitude for that message. And that encourages more angel numbers and more synchronicities to show up in your life. It's an amazing thing. Drink. It's a big cup. As big as my face. My favorite cup. So we might get to see this one a lot. This is what we do. Synchronicities are things that happen simultaneously that don't seem like they are related, but they are related. First, journal. Journal all the numbers that you see that you even think might be synchronistic. Journal them, track if they're repeating, and then Google for the message. Because remember, these, especially if you're seeing numbers, I mean, if it's a situation, you will know what it's related to. I would still receive it. But if it's numbers, Google it to find the message behind the numbers. And then we are going to, thank you, universe. We are going to receive the message and acknowledge that we've received the message and put it into action, especially if there's an action. So, it's not always about action. I often get messages of like support and love. Oftentimes those have 4s in them that are love and support from the spirit realm, from my spirit team. Oh, I love those messages. And again, receive the message, express gratitude for the message, and then move on. In each one of my videos, I highlight someone I've worked with or someone that who's inspired me. And now I'm going to start offering up the tools that I've used as well. However, the help and inspiration comes, I'm going to share that with you. Well, I promised earlier in the video to share with you the website that I most often use to determine my spirit messages or my synchronistic number messages. But before I say it, there's a caveat here. The website that I use is not a secured website, so just enter at your own peril. I have strong firewalls. I have lots of protection on my computer, so I'm not really that worried about it for myself. But I cannot recommend it for you because, again, it's unsecured. But I'm going to tell you about it anyway. But enter at your own risk. You are risking your own digital security by entering this website. There. I've done all the worries and warnings. Let me give you the name of the website, and I gotta read this. It is Sacred Scribe Angel Numbers on blogspot.com. And if you are Googling what your numbers mean, this website will likely come up. This blog spot and these pages have, some of them date back to 2010. I think it's the oldest one I've ever seen. It is a resource for a lot of people to get their numbers, like their number meanings from. So check it out. I think the name of the person who put it together is like Joanna. So oftentimes if I'm looking for a message with, and I only want to deal with that one source, I will Google it like 333 angel number meaning Joanna, or I'll do 333 angel number sacred scribe or something like that, just to get to that exact website. I don't know this person. I think she is Australian. I am so grateful for this person for putting all this information together in one spot. Nowadays, there are lots of websites that will have this similar information about what these mean. So again, I go back to whatever resonates with you. So there might be different versions of the same, like different messages within the same number. Again, it goes back to what resonates with you, whether you feel it or whether you just know it. Oh, yeah, that's the answer for what I was asking. Or yes, that's the advice I need in my life right now. Whatever works, whatever resonates with you is the message for you from your spirit team. So let me know what you think of this new setup. Let me know what you think about synchronicities, if you see them in your life. I've been seeing them for a long time. I see many, many, many of them. I see many sequence numbers, and I'm journaling about them a lot because, again, I just need to know, like, is this what's repeating of all these numbers that I'm seeing? What's repeating? Those are the big messages. Also, ooh, I forgot to mention this earlier. I also get countdowns for changes. 155, 255, 355, 455. 55s mean changes are coming. Anyway, they're my favorite number. I love synchronicities. I do. I see them a lot. I see them every single day of my life. I see synchronistic numbers. I don't think that's common for everybody. My astrology is that I am a Gemini rising, and I have heard through my research that Geminis often see more synchronicities than most people because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is communication. So I am very communicative, right? I'm very communicative. Anyway, I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you are still watching to the end. I'm grateful for your precious time and your beautiful energy. Until the next time on Exploring Spirituality, I love you. Be well.